All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to Moto 1. This is week number 9, the final week of the regular season for HRL RX, the final week of everything. We do the grand finals. That's next week. So we're at the end. I mean, I've been saying it the last couple weeks how like we're getting there. We're at the end already, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, with the Road to Indie Hog series, you see that's coming up rapidly, and yeah, pretty wild how fast everything is moving. But yeah, so this is Hog Angeles. This is a weird one in a way. I would classify this as like an intermediate track, I would say. Um, I would say it kind of similar to Phoenix in a way. Um, Although I think Phoenix is maybe a little more skill gapped, a little bit harder than this one. But I would kind of say this one's kind of similar to Phoenix in a way where like you can make up time and there's ways to make up time, but the tricky part in this track is making passes. Making passes is pretty difficult and brutal, although possible. A lot of the time, even if you have speed, you got to wait on a mistake. But this one still races pretty well, and we should get some good battle action. So should be a good finale to the season. I think this version is a lot better than the one that I had beforehand too. So as you can see, some updates from what we saw in the earlier trailers. But yeah, and next week's track, oh man, we previewed it after this race. Next week's track is, I'm really looking forward to the grand final. I think that track is going to be a hell of a lot of fun to race on. But let's go through it. Let's get into it because it's super late. I'm recording this super late, and I need to sleep. I really need to sleep. So let's get into this. So 16 laps, 33 on the checkpoints, Soul and Hunter won your heat races. I'll be reminding you of like the points battles that we're watching as the night goes on too. We'll keep track of that. So it's going to be, of course, they won the heat races, Soul and Hunter, and then Detail, and then Luke, Vulcan, Slaunch, some different colors, a little gray and green on Luke, a little black and maybe a purplish or a dark blue on Vulcan. So they have a bit of a different look, a little more distinct. I like that. For both of them, Camby, Roman, and Armada. And then Matt, and I guess Armada's going to throw the nade on this one again. 16 laps, 33 on the checkpoints. For Hog Angeles, 2 Jokers. Here we go. And we're green. And we're green. Hunter gets a really good jump, but he gets like way too much speed. Almost overclears that. This is where it's going to get tricky. These rollers in the beginning of this track, very, very tricky. Oh, a nice little send right there in the middle. But that you can see that speed at the end. It ends up coming out on top of move to the inside there. One driver, I think either Camby or Armada getting cheesed in the rock back there. Rock contact there in the middle. 2-3 wide up here. 2 drivers letting go for the Joker. I see Detail, Soul staying out. Must be Hunter up front. It's actually Luke and Vulcan. Luke and Vulcan go for the Joker. Here they come with Camby. Oh, and Vulcan comes out behind Camby. Luke comes out in front of him. That's actually huge that Luke comes out in front of him, and Vulcan's got to be upset with that too. He's probably pretty frustrated that he came out just behind him right there. If Vulcan could have came out in front of Camby too, that would have been very, very nice for his strategy, but not going to be able to. He's going to have to pass him on track. Hunter going to lead the first lap down. And we'll see. Again, like, there was the long streak that Luke had, but these, obviously, Detail taking a Moto win, but they were both really good at Lagavulin. But this track, again, I think this track is kind of similar to Minnesota in a way where, you know, we could see a little bit of variety and a little bit of that competition and how it goes throughout the field. A big move to the inside right there on Slaunch. That was Roman. Roman with a big move on Slaunch. Slaunch going to go for the Joker. But yeah, I think this is another track similar to Minnesota in that sense where, like, we'll see that type of competition. I don't really know where to classify the Grand Finals track, to be honest. We'll kind of have to, even after testing it, we'll kind of have to see. I don't really know. Oh, maybe a move from Slaunch here. A muscling Camby on the inside. Slaunch really trying to make that work. And eventually going to get him into the terrain. Nice move from Slaunch there. Sticking with it. I don't really know how we'll classify that last one. But again, Oklahoma RX. It's on Details Files if you want to see it. We revealed it at the end of the night. Finally, it is a little dual forge that we did, and I think it's awesome. It's a sweet layout, very good pick on the layout. And the way that we forged it is great. A lot of the sections are really cool, but in particular, there's one section that might be my favorite out of any of the sections in the entire schedule. Like, honestly, it's a little like split, like a mini split section almost, with a step up on the outside and almost like a roller on the inside and a little bit of a like an oval turn action. You get some momentum into like a downhill. You're ripping into a chicane. I love it. And then the way it goes back into the finish, that whole sequence of turns, that whole sector, I love that part of that track, and so it's on his files if you want to check it out. It's ready to go for the grand finals. You know, maybe we'll do a few minor updates. We found some things of where you could like get stuck and stuff like that, and you know, maybe I could go through it during the week and try to like figure out the piece management. It's kind of rough on that one. Maybe we could improve that. Um, but the layout though should stay pretty similar, and like it's gonna be fun. It'll be a fun track to race on. It'll be a fun track to race on for sure. Really looking forward to that one. You guys should be looking forward to it as well for the grand finals. I think it's gonna be great. But we're 3 laps in here, and it's still Hunter. Hunter running the field right now. Hunter's been leading the race. Soul in second. They've just been running it. It's Detail third. Roman up to fourth behind him, and Luke in fifth. That is what the running of the field is right now. Joker action. I might have missed Slaunch's cheese. If I did, I'm sorry, Slaunch. I might have missed it. Damn it. I saw his battle with Camby, though. That was pretty intense. Oh. See if he goes for the Joker next time by. If not, then I probably missed it. So if I did, sorry, Slaunch. And maybe I'll look for the end. At the end. The interesting thing with the next track, so you see how we have these, like, straight-up rollers here on Hog Angeles. The interesting thing with Oklahoma is that it has a lot of those types of roller jumps, but they're sideways. A lot of them are sideways, a lot of them are off-camber, and honestly, a lot of the action on the track in general is pretty off-camber, especially in the first sector of the track, and that makes that one very unique as well. It's going to be a track that it just doesn't, it's not going to fit, like how I said how a lot of the tracks almost have like a sister track in the schedule that they're kind of like similar to. Oh, a little gopher action. What happened with Hunter? Hunter maybe hitting a little bit of a gopher. That is unfortunate because Hunter was kind of like pacing the field and honestly doing a great job and leading this race, and oh, he just like didn't have enough speed almost to like clear that bump. That was weird. I don't see that very often. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but Detail's going to scoot on by in a second. Soul goes into the lead. Hunter at least recovers in a third, but that's unfortunate because he was having a great, like he was having a winning run, like genuinely early into this race. Like he was having a winning run, and it's going to slow down his pace a little bit. It's Roman down to fifth now. It's Luke in fourth, trying to hunt Hunter down. Lamau was not intentional. But yeah, this is big that Soul's leading because Soul, if he can do well and if he can take this win, it's him and Roman. Him and Roman and Vulcan, they are in a points battle. Vulcan's really nowhere to be found right now. And Vulcan's kind of the dark horse too. Like he needs to have a really good night if he wants to win that points battle. But yeah, so Soul and Roman and Vulcan, that's going to be a battle to watch on the night. And right now, Soul's got the running of that battle. And again, if he can take a win, especially, like, that would be so massive. That would really put some heavy pressure. Oh, Hunter's spinning out on the inside, and Luke's going to make some contact. That's going to slow them both down a little bit there, too. That is unfortunate. Hunter just having such a great start to the race, but now having a couple mistakes and starting to fall back a little bit. Roman with a move to the inside, a nice move on the inside right there, and Roman might be able to move his way into fourth place here too. And it looks like he's going to. Roman going to move into fourth place. A lot of swapping these last few laps for the top five. A lot of swapping in the top five these last few laps with these guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's, again, like, if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to check it out, especially before we race it. It is a really cool layout. It's very unique, and I love the layout. And again, that specific section that I talked about is, genuinely my favorite sequence of turns in the entire RX schedule. I'm not just saying that to hype it up because it's the grand final. Like, genuinely, it's my favorite. I love that whole sequence, and the lobbies seem to, for the most part, enjoy it as well. I think people are really vibing with the tracks. That's good to see. It's got some skill jump action. It's got some cheese, some heavy bog. There's almost like some GP level, like breaking point stuff with like the shifting that you need to look out for. It's got it all, and I am just so looking forward to it. I'm really pumped for the grand finals, like genuinely. Joker action coming out. Roman and Detail up there. Going for some Jokers here. Luke's going to pull in front of Roman with that Joker usage, and Detail Oh, and Luke with a gopher right there. That's unfortunate. So Roman's going to get right back by that is tough. More swapping. The swapping will continue in the top 5, apparently. It's just going to keep going. The battle continues. Luke and Roman have a really good battle here. And Detail now going to have to hunt down... I need to stop. It's not even intentional, bro. I'm just tired. You have to chase down Hunter in second place. God. Just keep saying it, man. Stop doing that. Gotta stop doing it. Oh, okay. And here we go. I love this shot. Yup, that's what we've been looking for. And with Hunter taking that Joker, Detail will come out in front of him. But Hunter does come out in front of Roman and Luke. So that's big for Hunter. He's going to be very happy with that. If Hunter can keep it clean. Oh, we might have a move here around the outside. Oh! Luke muscling his way in. Does not want to get put in the rock. That time! Oh, no! Roman sending it back. The entry of that jump now. Aggressive battle. Roman going for that fight for his points. Not letting anything up. They're just going to keep going at it. And I don't think it's over. There's still going to be some battling left in this Moto. But yeah, Roman trying to get as many points as he possibly can. Going to defend as hard as he can there. Doing a nice job keeping it on the inside. Oh, here we go. Hunter still has another Joker to take. And with that conking between Luke and Roman, I wonder where he comes out now with that one. There must be a Joker there, too. Yeah, it is. Roman does clear Hunter, but Luke has another Joker to take. And that's going to be the gap. And that's a pretty sizable gap. But Luke is done with the Jokers now. I think Hunter and Roman are... Maybe the front runners still have some. And speaking of which, Detail's getting close. And we're getting close to the end here, too. Only 6 laps to go. Detail trying to chase down Soul here, and Detail trying to get as many points as he can to hold off Slaunch. He's still battling with Slaunch for the second place points position on the season. And Soul, as we've been mentioning it, with Roman and Vulcan. Oh! That was close. Oh, yeah, he does have another Joker. I think this is Detail's last, because I'm pretty sure we just saw him take one. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be spicy. This is going to be very spicy. He comes out on the outside of Hunter, but behind Roman. But can he make it to the inside? Inside, not the preferred line here, but he has to follow Roman, and it's going to allow Hunter. It's going to allow Hunter to go around the outside. Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. That whole battle action and Roman going for that inside sets up Hunter to get around both of them. That is a crazy sequence of events. Not what Detail is hoping for there. Soul catching up to lap traffic with Matt could spice things up here soon. And now this battle just got really weird. It's Soul in the lead, then Hunter back in his second place position, Roman in the podium spot, Detail and Luke in 4th and 5th. We need to get an update on the field at this point. Where is it? Vulcan here 6th, Camby 7th, Slaunch 8th. They're pretty close. And then Armada 9th and Matt 10th. Okay, there you go. There's your running of the field. It's getting tight up here for this top 4, though. Man, that's crazy. Luke is in that now. That's the gap now, but look at how close the pack is. Oh! Some rock conk, and if the pack starts battling like this, that might allow Luke to catch back up, and Vulcan's not that far away. He's going to need some really heavy... For Vulcan to catch up, he's going to need some really heavy battle action and mistakes, probably. Starting to lose my voice. I'll try to work on that for the next Moto. Sorry. It's been a long one. I'm trying my best. Oh, big move to the inside, but that's on Matt. But Matt maybe spicing things up, maybe going to lose some time here for these guys. Honestly, does a pretty good job of blue flag. I don't think he really did. But that's always a potential thing here. Oh, yeah, it's starting to go away at the end of the Moto. Oh, no. I'm trying my best. Going to try to get through the rest of this one. Just a few more laps. Come on. Roman just committing to that inside, and you can see Detail running the outside with that thick yass of his, making up gains on Roman. I'm sorry. Making up gains And, oh, maybe having a look-see right there, but getting shut down. And here we're going to come to 3 laps to go, 3 laps remaining. And Soul, who has not taken a Moto win in the entire season, is in a position to do it in the last round. He's right there. Hunter's not that far behind him, but Hunter's got a hungry Roman behind him who needs to get up there for his points as well. And meanwhile, Luke's now back in the fight. What was happening, it was such a big gap just a couple laps ago, and the Conkings have been so aggressive that Luke is now up here. I honestly think part of it, too, is I think a lot of these guys, like Soul and maybe Hunter as well, Roman's probably aggressive. Oh! What happened there? But maybe them racing a little defensively here, too, with how good their position is and the points that they need. I mean, that might be a factor here as well. On these guys in the back to catch up. What happened with Roman here? Oh, this is just all on his own. He just got a little too far over to the right. That just backs up the entire pack here. And Soul and Hunter are getting away with it. They might be getting a 1-2 at this point. This is insane. This is not what anybody could have predicted in the final round. What the hell is going on at Hog Angeles? And again, points implications all throughout the pack as well. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Man, Hunter's like catching Soul too, I feel like. I mean, or at least at the very least, Soul's like not running away with it. This is such a crazy race. Luke trying to have a look on detail anywhere he can. Look at how close this battle is. It's really opening up for 4th place. Running it nice and clean. Detail given the space right there. Going to the terrain section. Oh, and they line it up. Oh! Oh my god. We gotta get... Oh man, the replay. We gotta get a view of that from... We gotta get another view of that, though. That was crazy. So they go in, Luke trying to set it up, and Detail just gets a little bit of a 2-wheel of his own, and Luke pops one right there and rides the 2-wheel, and Detail saves him right there, and then gets a cheesy run into the terrain, so Luke's going to take the spot. That was very close. Luke definitely going to be sending Detail some gifts in the DMs later the night for that one, saving him there in the 2-wheel. That was pretty intense. What? But yeah, that was pretty clutch right there. Keeping him on track, and honestly, if it wasn't a side-by-side, that 2-wheel, even with a little bit of brake cheese, wow, Detail sending it, even with a little bit of brake cheese, that might have been it. But here we go, we're on the white flag. Soul looks to have this one locked up, but now with that pass, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, look at how close they are. Any mistakes, these spots are still open. It's going literally to the last couple laps. What the hell? But this terrain section, I mean, this seems to be the difference on this track, and here it goes. If there's any mistakes, here's where it happened. Hunter kind of makes one, but Roman running that inside, it's kind of slow. Luke with a big run to the outside. He makes his presence known. Roman gets him in the rock, but then Roman overruns it, and then Luke comes in hot after the rock cheese, getting him back with it. Luke gonna take the 3rd place spot. Roman goes back to 4th. That's not what he needs for his points. Soul in the front, and he's going to do it. Soul's going to take his 1st win on the season. Hunter's going to take 2nd. What in the hell? Roman 3rd, Luke 4th, Detail 5th. And look, Vulcan was right there. There was so much conk up front that he actually did get there at the end. Slaunch going to take 7th. Can be 8th. Matt's going to take 10th. Armada 9th. Wow, what a first moto. That was a cheese fest. Who could have predicted that? Soul and Hunter finishing 1-2. Wow, Soul picking up his first moto win in RX on the season and the very last round. And what a time. Oh, I had to burp. What a time to do so. In that clutch battle with Roman, trying to take that 4th place in the points. Could not have had a better time for him to pick up his first moto win in the season. He does it here. Hunter takes a podium. Did Hunter even have a podium before this? I feel like he had one. I'm gonna check real quick because I'm curious before we end out the VOD. I don't think he did. I think that was Hunter's first podium. So not only was it Soul's first win, I believe that was also Hunter's first podium on the season as well in the very last round. That is insane. Luke taking another one with the 3rd place spot, which got very cheesy. Roman, Detail, and Luke having a crazy battle throughout a good portion of the Moto, honestly. They put on a good show as well. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a pretty good Moto, honestly. That was pretty cheese. Um, let's cheese on over to Moto 2. I need some hydration or I'm gonna fucking die. All right, so here's that replay that I wanted to see that I missed. Slaunch, second Joker, lap 3, close with Vulcan, side by side with Vulcan, coming out of the terrain section here, and then, oh, Vulcan just locks up, I guess, and Slaunch gets absolutely chowed into the rocks. That was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. And again, he's in that second place battle. Not a good way to start his night. Now we're gonna head it over to Moto 2 and see if he can bring it back there and clutch up at the end. We'll go take a look. Hope to see you guys there.